well as he seeks to become Delaware's next Lieutenant Governor.
4 years ago, I asked you to take a chance on me. I asked you to believe that I could make something out of an office that had for a long time been invisible. I told you that I was going to fight for working families and that I was going to temper the powerful influence of the insurance industry in Delaware. Basically, I asked you to trust me, and you did. And for that, I will forever be grateful to you. I believe that I have vindicated that trust. For the last 4 years, I have fought the good fight for working families in this state. And we got a lot to show for it. We've won some and we've lost some, but we've won a lot more than we've lost. And in the process, we've really transformed the way that the Insurance Commissioner's office is run in Delaware. Today, this morning, I'm asking you to trust me again. And this time I'm asking you to trust me with the future of the kids of this state. Today, this morning, on this beautiful Saturday morning in Sussex County, I'm asking you to make me Delaware's next Lieutenant Governor.
Yeah.
Today, on this beautiful sunny day in the state's capital, I'm asking you to make me the state's next Lieutenant Governor. Today, this afternoon, on this beautiful but very hot day in Newcastle, Delaware, I'm asking you to make me Delaware's next Lieutenant Governor. My mission as Lieutenant Governor, very simply, is going to be to stand up for children in our state. I really believe that kids need an advocate in Dover in order to balance out some of the powerful interest groups that too often carry the day there. And I want to be that person because I really believe in the magnificent potential of our young people, and I don't think we have any time to waste in helping them to fulfill it. I think that there is untapped genius in our young people. The next Albert Einstein could be a 10-year-old boy living in foster care in the city of Wilmington today. The next Maya Angelou, a 4-year-old little girl in Smyrna, who is only going to become what she could be if she gets the right help right now. Or the next Bill Gates, a latchkey child right here in the city of Newcastle, who is just waiting to be inspired. As Lieutenant Governor, it is going to be my singular goal to make sure that every kid in this state goes as far in life as their talent and determination can take them. And I know that for the governor and lieutenant governor that there are 100 different issues that they're confronted with every week that they have to deal with. And I believe that my unique background has prepared me well to confront those issues as they come up. But every day when the sun comes up and I go to work, what's going to be first and foremost in my mind is making sure that every child in the state has the opportunity to succeed. Number one, we need to improve the public education system in our state, and not by putting in place glitzy new programs that aren't going to take effect for 10 or 15 years, but now, the old-fashioned way, by focusing on the teacher in the classroom. We need to bring the best new teachers into Delaware. We need to make sure they stay in the teaching profession, and for all our teachers, current and future, we need to make sure that we create an environment in the classroom where they can excel and where they want to excel. And a lot of that involves changing the way that we finance public schools in the state. We need to ensure that a lot more state money goes into the classroom where it belongs, and we need to make sure that the state is keeping much closer track of how school districts spend their money. We need to get every kid in the state health insurance. And that's a benchmark on the way to universal coverage, but it's an important benchmark along the way. And health insurance for every kid is not a bumper sticker slogan. That's something that we can do by the end of the year 2010 if we put our minds to it, and for less money than you would expect. We as a state need to be much more vigilant about our enforcement of the laws that regulate environmental toxins that affect our children. And we need to be much more serious about the use of clean and renewable energy in our state. And finally, but certainly not least, we need to be much more serious about what we do for the thousands and thousands of kids in this state who, through no fault of their own, face additional obstacles that face them in fulfilling their potential. Some of these kids come from broken homes. They are abused or neglected or living in foster care. Some of them come from loving families that have disabilities. All of them deserve just as much of a chance to succeed in life and fulfill their dreams. And they may not be your children, but they are our children. Because if there is one unequivocal obligation that we have here on earth, it's to love our neighbors as ourselves. That's what I want to do for the state. And I see some people, like Lydia Prague, looking at me and saying to themselves, Matt, Have you read the Delaware Code in the last couple of weeks? Are you aware of the fact that the Lieutenant Governor is not responsible for any of the things that you just talked about? I know that. I know. Just like I know that the insurance commissioner wasn't responsible for getting a bill passed the legislature to restrict insurance companies from using people's credit scores against them when they were setting their insurance rates. But I got it done. Just like I know that the insurance commissioner wasn't responsible for requiring health insurance companies to allow families to keep their 18 to 24-year-old kids on their family health insurance policies, but I did it anyway. New programs to enroll kids in the CHIP program to provide health insurance to low-income children, websites that compare auto and homeowners insurance rates to get people a better deal, proposing new bills to control the cost of health insurance, passing bills that increase the penalties against insurance companies that treat people unfairly. None of those things were part of my job responsibility, but I did them, and in the process I transformed the way that the insurance commissioner's office is run. I will do the same for the Lieutenant Governor's office. Longfellow said that in life, a man is either a hammer or an anvil. You either fight to change the tides of history, or you're just swept up in them. And I think you know where I come down on that one. As Lieutenant Governor, I'm going to be a force for change, and I'm going to be a voice for kids in the halls of government. First, we have an election we got to win. And that's not going to be easy, make no mistake about it. This is not going to be an easy chore. I'm running against an opponent who has virtually unlimited funds. And he is going to use that money to flood our state with negative campaign ads. But that's okay. I'm not worried about that, because I think what I got going for me is more powerful than any personal fortune or personal printing press. I got a record that I will stand on proudly of fighting to do the things that I said I would do when I ran for office. I got an agenda, a real agenda, that I think reflects the truest and the best instincts of Delawareans, that we are all in this together, and that kids have to come first. And most of all, hopefully, I got you. You know, it's a cliche, but I think it's true that in politics, a small army of committed volunteers balances out almost any sum of money. So if you'll trust me again, if you will roll up your sleeves and help me fight for the future of the kids in this state, then we will walk right through that river of half-truths and innuendos that's going to be coming our way. We will run and not be weary. And in the end, we will prevail. I allowed this to be... You know, these guys are just, they're not even 4 years old, and when they were first born, this wasn't planned. When they were first born, people used to talk to me about the dreams that they have for their kids and that kind of thing. I used to just laugh and shake my head. You know, my dream with these guys was that they would sleep for 3 consecutive hours over the same time. But they're a little older now, and they do sleep through the night. But every once in a while, somebody wakes up in the middle of the night with a tummy ache or a bad dream. And when that happens, I go down the hall and I rock them back to sleep in the big rocking chair that we still keep in their room. And it is in those moments, in those moments when I'm rocking Adam or Zachy back to sleep in the quiet darkness of their room at night, that I do think now, and I do worry now about what's going to happen with them. Will they be okay? Will they be happy? Will they have the same chances that I have had? And I know that up and down our state, there are thousands and thousands of other families, rich and poor, who are worrying about the same things for their kids. And not about the distant future, but about today and about next week. Well, folks, January 20th, 2009, all those people are going to know there's somebody in Dover every day making sure that state government does right by their kids. No excuses, no delays. The challenges that are facing this generation of kids are too great, and the consequences of us failing them are too severe for us to wait any longer. This is the time, this is the place, this is the hour. Send me back here to Dover, and I'll do right by our kids. Thank you very much.